let's look at systems of equations in three variables. So if we want to graph things where we can actually see something in three dimensions, we need to include an additional axis. So usually we're used to an x and a y axis. And so if we add another one, what we call z, then we can start graphing things in three dimensions and get some really interesting graphs. What we're going to be looking at this section is just straight lines, like right here. This would be the graph of the equation 2x plus 3y plus z equals -1. And we can see that this point right here, if we had 0 for x, and let's see, y is a -2.5, and z is 6.5, we can see if that's a solution. We would get 0 minus 7.5 plus 6.5, and that is equal to -1. So that's a point on this, and we call them planes. It's like a sheet of paper that goes in all directions infinitely. Okay, so that's kind of three-dimensional graphing, and now let me show you what happens if we had not just one plane, like sheet of paper, but let's say that we had another one kind of coming off this way, and you would see that it would intersect with our other guy like right along this line. And then let's say that we had a third one that came maybe like this, coming at us. And what happens is that when you have these three intersecting, those three sheets, think of it like three intersecting sheets of paper, and they would intersect at one point. So let's figure out where these three equations would intersect. And they don't always have to intersect, because if we had three planes that were parallel, like that, then they don't ever intersect. So there doesn't have to be a solution on these, just like with two lines could be parallel and didn't intersect. Okay, so let's look at how to do this. The first step is to eliminate the same variable from two different pairs of equations. So I like to label these so I know what I'm doing. So A, B, and C. So if I eliminate, let's say, the z, I'm going to just choose to eliminate z. It looks easy. Okay, so then I'm going to take my first equation A, and I'm going to use the addition method, and I'm going to take 1 times the b equation. So I'd get my A equation, x plus y minus z equals -4, and then multiply everything in my b equation, both sides of the equation, by -1. So I get -2x plus y plus z is equal to 7, and then just add those up. So I'd get -x plus 2y, my z's are eliminated, and that's equal to 3. And now I need to do the same thing with another equation. I need to eliminate the same variable. So let's see, I used a and b, so I'm going to take a and c, and if I took 2 times a and then added c, I would be able to eliminate my z variable. So let's look at that. Multiply everything in the a equation by 2. So 2x plus 2y minus 2z is equal to -8. And then I just take my c and copy it down. 6y plus 2z is equal to -1, and then add those up. So I'd get 3x plus 8y. My z's are eliminated, and that's equal to -9. Okay, that's the first step. The second step is just to solve this system of equations like we've done in previous sections. We have two equations, two variables. And so we could use either substitution or the addition method, either one. And it looks to me like I could eliminate my x's if I just multiplied this first one by 3. I would get -3x plus 6y is equal to 9, and I'm just going to copy my second equation. 3x plus 8y is equal to -9, and then my x's are eliminated, so I've got 14y is equal to 0, and that gives me that y is equal to 0. And now choose either of these two equations and figure out your y. Okay, so I'm going to choose that top one, and I've got negative x plus 2 times y, which I just found is 0, is equal to 3. So negative x is equal to 3, which gives us that x is equal to negative 3. And now we're almost done. We've got 2 out of the 3 variables. We just need to get the last one. So choose any one of your equations, of the original equations, it doesn't matter which one, and solve for that remaining variable. So I'm going to just choose that top one, the a. All right, and so copying this down, now plugging in the values I just figured out for x, and y I found is 0. Okay, and if I added 3 to both sides, I would get negative z is equal to negative 1. So that gives me that z is equal to 1. And then we do need to check always. All right, so we want to just plug that point into each of those 3 original equations. And so our point, our x value is negative 3, our y value is 0, and our z value is 1. And that checks out in all 3 of those equations. So that is the specific point that makes all of those 3 equations true. All right, let's try another one. The first step is to eliminate a variable, and I notice that this first equation, which I'm going to call a, it doesn't have any z variables. So that means that makes my life a little easier. So I'm going to choose to eliminate z because part of my work's already done. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to use b and c, and if I just add them together, then that would eliminate my z variable. So 2x minus z equals 4, and x plus y plus z equals 29. And it is nice actually to spread this out a little bit. There was no y, and so if I just write this, the b variable, or sorry, equation, this one, if I just spread that out and leave some room, there is no y. So that's just a strategy that can help you keep these straight. Okay, so I've got this set up where I've got my columns. So adding, I've got 3x plus y, my z's are eliminated, and that is equal to 33. And then my other equation was just already from a, where I didn't have a z variable. Okay, so there's step 1. Step 2 is to solve the 2 variable system, just like we've done in previous sections. So we've got 3x plus y is equal to 33, and x plus y is equal to 19. So if I take and multiply this first one just by a negative 1, we would get negative 3x minus y is equal to negative 33. And then I'm just going to take that second one and just copy it down. X plus y equals 19. And so then that would give me that negative 2x, my y's are eliminated, is equal to negative 14, so x is equal to 7. All right, and now I'll solve for y. I'm going to use this second equation, and I just figured out that x is 7, so I'll plug that in, and then solving this, I would get that y is equal to 12. All right, there's step 2, solve the 2 variable system. Okay, and now we're ready for step 3, which is to find the remaining variable. And we get to just use any of our original equations. And let's see, so I've got x, I've got y, I just need z. So if I use my 2x minus z, it doesn't matter which equation you use, but it has to have a z in it. Okay, and now I just found that x is worth 7, so plugging that in, let's see, I would subtract 14 from both sides, and I would get negative 7, or negative z is equal to negative 10, so z is equal to 10. All right, so I think this is my point, but I do need to double check. So plug that into all of your original equations and make sure that it creates true statements. And it does check out, so this does have a solution. Okay, great. Let's try one last one. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate the same variable in step 1, eliminate the same variable from two different sets, and the z's just look kind of easy to work with for me. So if I look at my equations A, B, and C, and so it looks like if I take and just multiply A times -1 and then add B, I could eliminate my z variable. So let's see. -3x, I'm just changing the sign on everything in the A equation. 2y minus z is equal to -3, and then our x minus 3y plus z is equal to 4. So there's my B equation, and then adding those up, I've got -2x minus 5y. My z's are eliminated, so that's equal to 1. And now I need to get another pair where I eliminate my z's as well. And if I take 2 times b and then just add c, that'll do the trick. So 2 times b would be 2x minus 6y. I'm just multiplying 2 times every piece of that b equation. So 2z equals 8. And then copy down c, so -6x minus 4y minus 2z is equal to 1. And then add those up. I've got -4x minus 10y. My z's are eliminated, and that is equal to 9. Okay, step 2 is to solve my system, my two variable system. All right, so I take my equations I just found, and I'm going to just use the addition method on this. If I double my first equation, just multiply everything by 2, and then add that second one, those will, let's see, or actually it should do -2. Okay, so then I would get positive 4x plus 10y is equal to -2, and copying down that second one. Okay, everything's eliminated over here on the left side, and I'm getting 0 is supposed to equal 7, which is not true. So because we've come up with a false statement, this means that there is no solution. And it's an inconsistent system. All right, so our planes, like our sheets of paper here, are all parallel, and they don't ever intersect. Now, note that if I had come out with a true statement, like, for example, 7 equals 7, then if that was true, it would mean that it was there was an infinite number of solutions, and it was a dependent system. So if you're kind of trying to visualize it, you'd have these planes, these sheets of paper that all ended up being exactly at the same spot. Okay, so that's just something to look out for. If you come up with something that's false, then we have no solution, it's inconsistent. And if you come up with something that's true, it would be dependent with infinitely many solutions. All right, so there's systems of equations in 3 variables. Step 1, eliminate a variable. Step 2, solve your 2 variable system. And then step 3 would be to find that last variable and check.